Alright, go.
Alright, so he starts to talk off. He wouldn't talk to nobody. I'm very like outgoing. I talk to everybody, like whatever. So like I'm like, hey Brian, what'd you do last night? What was it? Nothing. I'm like, dude, you got a problem with me? Like maybe it's just me. Do you know what I mean? So I'm like, Greg, go ask him. I'm like, Greg, go ask him. Go ask him. Go see what he's doing. Like, go. So Greg starts trying to talk to him. He's like, hey man, how was your night? And he was like,
here, Kylee.
I was like, me and the motherfucker wouldn't even talk to us. One night he must have got wild hair up his ass. And he was like,
you and Melissa at first.
Oh yeah, it wasn't me. It was all the girls.
Yep.
Like how many?
But none of us could talk to him.
Not even Michelle.
So, not even none of us. So we're like, all right. He gets the wild hair up his ass one night, and he's like, hey, I'm probably gonna have a party at my house. I live on Brown Street. This is how you get here. Blah blah blah. So I was like, dude, I gotta go because
you work together.
We work together, and this motherfucker never talks. I don't know what he does. So I'm like, all right. So as we go, we show up, and he's like, freaking screaming, yelling like, really? This is you? What? Really? So I was like, wow. And the next day I was like, Brian, you were fucking drunk last night. You ain't gonna talk to nobody, but you gotta talk to me because I got some shit on you now that you invited me. You is wrong. And then ever since then, for the next like, honestly, 2 months in a row, we got fucking hammered at Brown Street, and it was like,
yeah, it was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. We started on Monday. We drank. What day was it that we took off?
We started on like April 2nd or 3rd or something, and we did it for 2 weeks straight. Every fucking day, including Sundays.
Yeah.
We were gone.
And then we took the day off, like one day.
Yeah, we were all just hungover, like, oh, we can't do it anymore.
Be like, what are you guys doing tonight? And Brian would just look at him and go, Brown Street, hello. Like, don't you know by now?
Be like, haven't you heard?
It's an open door policy, bitches. Like, oh my god.
I remember the second time I met Brian, fucking, like, we were over at Twickenham, and we were over at Brad White's apartment, and we go over there, and Brad was like, he's like, oh, you guys met Brian? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I met him a couple weeks ago. He's like, okay, let's go over there. We go over there, we knock, fucking Brian opens the door, and just, nothing but a towel, and I was like,
nothing but a towel.
I was like,
nothing but a towel.
I was like, alright. So, like, we just went and got drunk and played Uno, and then every single time, I think it was for the next year, every single time I went over to Brian's house,
it was from Twickenham to 6th Street.
He opened the door. Anytime I went over there, he was always in a fucking towel. And then somehow when it moved to 6th Street, anytime I went over there, he was always in a fucking towel. And I was like, do not own clothes.
Exactly, that was my point. Because that was the other thing. Like the first time I went over there, he's in a towel. There's like 30 people in his apartment. He's poured a fucking towel. Like what? What? I don't give a fuck. He's like, what? You want to sit up like he's like, Brian, come on, man, come on.
What up? The first time there was like 20 of us, and we all went and saw a movie. I had just turned 16, and I lied to my mom, and I said I was staying the night over at my friend Kato's house. And she's like, okay, well, call me from Kato's when you get back from the movie. I was like, oh shit. So like we snuck back over to Kato's house, and I called my mom from her house phone. I was like, oh, we got home, blah blah, we're gonna go to bed, bye. And like I go back out to the car, Kato's still inside. I come back out, and Brian and Kevin were talking.
Yeah, me and Kevin.
And I sat down, and Kevin turns around, he's like, hey, how old are you? I was like,
no, he said that after I was talking to you for a while.
Brian was like hitting on me bad. And Kevin turns around, he's like, hey, how old are you? I was like 16, and Brian's like, fuck me! He got so pissed off.
Yeah, I was 19 at the time.
He's like, that's fucking bullshit. I was like,
I was pissed.
Yeah, then what he did to me the day before he left for Texas, the day before, like, we partied at my other apartment, and so we were like partying and everything, and then Brian's like, hang on a second, hang on. He goes into the bathroom, he comes out, nothing but a towel, and I was like, God damn it, Brian, you're doing it in my apartment too? I mean, motherfucker, come on.
I had to bring it back one more time.
He's like, I had to bring it back one more time. So then he's like, he's in his towel for a while. I'm like, dude, Brian, you gotta go change. You gotta change. Like, dude, the towel, seriously. So he's like, all right, fine, you want me to change? And he stands up and he's just like, woof, with the towel. He's got 4 dude. But I was expecting just woof.
Oh no,
And the other time,
I've seen it. Because he fucking got so drunk one night, we were all being stupid and playing truth or dare, and someone was like, oh, Brian, pull out your dick. Fucking Brian walks in, he's like, whoosh, and we're all like,
I remember that. Kayla and, what's her name?
I forget, there's someone else there.
Kayla and, what's that girl's name? The girl that used to date Cochran? Tracy.
Tracy.
Yeah. Cause I remember Nick Cunningham was there too. He did it too.
Yeah. Well, Brian, you have to promise me when you die, you need to put it in your will that you will be laid in your casket and nothing but a towel. You have to.
I probably will.
And hopefully I'll still be alive, so then I'll go. Fucking with a beer in my hand.
hey, we're drinking at your funeral. If I'm still alive.
Oh. I'm gonna say it right now. When I die, there better be a party. There better be a party. And I better be buried with beer.
Brian, we have to have 2 beers because you always judge it.
Be like, fuck, so we get the beer bong, we're gonna do it.
I better be buried with beer and a CD player.
You have to promise that. You have to promise that you'll be laid in a casket with nothing but a towel. You have to.
Most definitely.
Did your parents tell me I'm crazy because I'm gonna go to the casket. I'm gonna rip your pants off. I'm gonna put a towel on you. I'm gonna put 2 beers in each of your hands. Make a smile. I'm gonna make this big cheesy ass smile. You see? That's how we know him.
Like, we'll walk up to the casket, he'll be in a suit and tie, be like, what the fuck is this? Rip it off, ride the towel.
They're ripping off his clothes. Just hold on.
Be like, is this Brian Baldwin's funeral? Like, yeah. That's how fucking Brian.
We'll be up there ripping his clothes off, wrapping him in a towel. Did you bring the beer? All right, come on.
Who got the cake?
Who's got his headphones?
Seriously.
Bury him with all of his CDs.
Okay, but I have to go back in 15 minutes, so we have to play Screw Dealer. Me, Screw Dealer.
Huh?
Wow.